Alright, welcome to Checkers game with full illustration, players, and a well-designed board for the game. So quickly, I'm just gonna go straight to my Visual Studio Code here. So this is the game already, so I have to just quickly go to the terminal. Then here in the terminal, I'm gonna say Python. Then I'm gonna call the name of the file, which is checkers.py, so you can see what the game looks like. So let's give it a few seconds. I just want to show you. Beautiful. So this is what the game is going to be looking at. So we are using Python in Pygame to build the game. So quickly, let me just close this so we can go straight to the project. So I close this. Let me also just minimize this for 1 minute, and let me go straight to the new Windows. So here, let me close the home. Then I'll click here in Explorer. If I minimize this, you realize on my desktop I have another folder. I call it Checkers game here. So I'm going to bring this Checkers game into my Visual Studio Code for the new project, since we're starting a new project. So I click on Open Folder. Then I go to desktop. Since the file is on desktop, Checkers game, this is it. So I just click here, and I have to wait for few seconds for Visual Studio Code to initialize the project. Beautiful. So this is it, but let me just do quickly Control A, because this is not what we really need. Good. So this is a new name, checkers game.py. So you see now, if I click here, I have the folder which is checkers game inside my Visual Studio Code, and also I have checkers game.py, which is the Python file where we'll be writing all the code inside. So I will just quickly import the libraries that will be needed for the game. And the first library I'm going to import is Pygame. So I'm going to just say import Pygame. Then next, I'm going to also import something else. And the next thing I'm going to import is I'm going to say, let me go down the next line here. Give me a second. And trying to, please hold on a second. I think it's taking a bit to respond. Good. So next, I'm going to also import sys. Then down here, I'm going to say that let me close this. I'm going to say that, let me comment here and set init initialize pygame. So here, for the code to initialize, I'm going to say pygame dot init. Then I'm going to close it with brackets. So next, I'm going to set up the constants that we're going to be using, like the height, the width, the row, and the call. So here I'm going to just comment here and set up constants for game. Now in the constants, I'm going to use an unimmutable data type, because and which will be capital letters, because we are not repeating it anywhere. So I will say the width, comma, the height is equals to 800, comma, and 800. So for the width and the height is 800 and 800 I'm using. So for the rows, comma, and the calls, I'm going to say is equals to 8 and also 8. So next, I'm going to say square. I'm creating a new variable, so I say square underscore size is equals to width and then calls. Beautiful. Next, I'm going to say that the radius is equals to square underscore and size. Then I'm going to use this to be 3. So I think for the square I made a mistake here, because after this I'm supposed to have S Q U before this. So now it's correct. So after this 3, I'm going to come down and say, let me set up some colors. So I will say ash, then colors. Then for the colors, I'm going to say first one is white. White is equals to, I use a bracket. Inside the bracket, I'm going to say 255, comma, 255, comma, and another 255. So that's for white color. Next one, I'm going to say black. So black is equals to, I'm going to use 0, comma, 0, comma, and 0. That's the black color. Then the next one, I'm going to use the red. So for the red color, I'm going to say the red is equals to 255, comma, and then I have 0, comma, and 0. So for the last one, which is the blue, I'm going to say this is blue. For the blue color is equals to 0, comma, 0, comma, and then I think I have 255. So that is what I will do. Let me scroll down a bit here so we have more space. Then I come down. Now I need to set the display, so I will just say here set display. So for the display, I'm going to say screen is equals to pygame, which is the library we are using, then dots display dot set underscore mode. So that's what I'm going to use. So there in the mode, I'm going to use the width and the height. So I will just say width. We already have the width already here, comma, and then I'm going to have the height, HEIGHT, like what we have there before. So width and the height. Now I will use another here, and here also I'll use another bracket to make it 2 brackets in the both side. Now next, I'm going to set the fonts. So here I will comment also and set the fonts. For the font, I'm going to say fonts is equals to, then I'm going to use pygame also dots fonts. Then I'm going to add another dot, then fonts, capital letter F for the second one. Then I will say none, then comma, and the font size is 36. So the next one, I'm going to set the game board. So for the game board, I'm going to say ash, then I say set game board. For the game board, I'm going to say that board, BOARD, is equals to null, which is this. Then after then, I'm going to say for raw in range. So for raw in range, I'm going to say rows, since I already have a variable I created which name was rows. So then I will close it with a semicolon. Then next, I'm going to say board, BOARD, board underscore raw. So that's a new variable I'm creating. So board underscore raw is equals to, I also use a null, empty. So for call in range, I'm going to say also I have a variable I called calls, so that is what I'll put there, and then I also use this. So now I will say if in brackets I will have raw, since I have created new variables to represent the rows and the calls. So outside here I'm going to have percentage is 2, then equals to 0, then I will use a semicolon also to end this. Then after then I'm going to say board underscore then append. So let me just say board, since I created a variable already, I titled board, so board underscore then raw. So then I will have dot append, then I will close it with 0. So now else, so I need to use an else statement. Else if raw is equals to, okay, let me say if raw is greater than 3, then I will say that the board raw dot append should be 1. Now here I'm just going to quickly comment here and set blue piece. So this is for the blue piece of the game. Then I will now say elif raw greater than, then I probably use 4 here, then I will use dot to end this. Let me see if that can work, but I'm trying to see if that will be better, but let me continue. That is fine. So for the second one I'm going to say that board raw dot append is 2, then let me comment that this is for the red piece of the game. Then lastly I'm going to say else, this is where we'll stop for this series, else board raw dot append can be 0. Then I'm just going to say that board dot append here should be board and raw. So this is where I will stop this. So thanks a lot for watching this series. I'm hoping to see you in the next series. Goodbye.